Hi, everybody. My name is Pi, and I am the pastor of St. Andrew's Streetsville in Mississauga, Canada. May we pause for 5 minutes and think about life, God, and the Bible. The word redemption today is a religious word. It is also used in the world of banking for the idea of mortgage redemption. Mortgage redemption happens when people who own the house pay back the debt that the bank lends them for the purchase of the house. They redeem the mortgage debt they owe to the bank. In the Bible, the word redemption is used in the context of redeeming the debt of a slave. For example, Boaz redeems the debt Ruth and Naomi owe in Ruth 4. The prophet Hosea redeems his wife Gomer from slavery in Hosea 1. However, when the word redemption is used in a movie or a TV show, it is usually used to describe the rebirth or renewal of a person who is suffering a slave-like lifestyle. For example, in a previous 5-minute window, I referred to the moment of redemption in Star Wars: The Return of the Jedi. Anakin Skywalker, who is Darth Vader, is redeemed from being a slave to the dark side of the Force to returning as a Jedi on the good side of the Force at the end of the movie. Church tradition has always associated the authorship of the second book of the New Testament, the Gospel of Mark, with the John Mark of Acts 12, verse 12. The Apostle Peter is released from the Jerusalem jail by an angel. Peter goes to the house of Mary, who is the mother of John, who is also called Mark. The followers of Jesus are praying in her house. John is his Hebrew name, and Mark is his Greek name. Therefore, Mark is a bilingual person. He is raised up in Hebrew and probably learns Greek at school. Mark is the cousin of Barnabas, the fellow missionary of the Apostle Paul. He accompanies Barnabas and Paul on their first missionary journey. However, he deserts them in Perga to return to Jerusalem. Acts 13, verse 13. Later, Barnabas would like to take Mark on their second missionary journey, but Paul refuses to take Mark. This results in a split between Barnabas and Paul. Barnabas takes Mark to Cyprus with him, and Paul takes Silas with him through Syria and Cilicia. Acts 15, 40-41. However, redemption comes for Mark in the eyes of the Apostle Paul. Paul calls Mark one of his fellow workers in Philemon 24. Paul asks Timothy to bring Mark with him to visit Paul in a prison in Rome. This is what Paul says. Only Luke is with me. Get Mark and bring him with you, because he is helpful to me in my ministry. 2 Timothy 4, verse 11. A church leader named Papias in about AD 125 says that Mark wrote the Gospel of Mark. Papias also tells us that Mark recorded all that the Apostle Peter told him about Jesus and compiled it into the Gospel of Mark. Peter writes his first letter, 1 Peter, in Rome, and says that the Church of Rome sends his readers their greetings. Babylon is a code name for Rome. 1 Peter 5, verse 13. She who is in Babylon, chosen together with you, sends you her greetings. So does my son Mark. If there is hope for Mark, there is also hope for us. Mark abandoned Barnabas and Paul in the first missionary journey. However, later he is referred to as being very helpful to Paul in Paul's ministry. Mark also helps Peter put his thoughts about Jesus down on paper and records them as the Gospel of Mark. If there is hope for Mark, there is also hope for us. Amen.